Well, hello and welcome to a new video here on the channel. Well, you probably have never seen anything of this channel because I'm not really posting anything here all too regularly, like once a year or something. But I thought, with the new Stargate TV show being in pre-production, might be interesting for some people at least to see this project that I've been working on for, well, a long time. Uh, I think this iteration of like the whole map and the mod pack and everything has been in development for at least 7 years at this point. Um, and well, I guess we can just start here. And well, obviously this is the SGC, as seen in the TV show Stargate SG1, and of course Stargate Atlantis as well. And yeah, I think this is like the fifth version or something of this whole complex that I've built over the years. Um, all in all, I've basically been upgrading a lot of stuff on this map over the time, and the SGC is well obviously one of the most important places. So this one has been updated quite a lot, and well, um, I guess generally speaking, what is this? What I'm talking about? This is my big Stargate Minecraft project. So obviously, this map isn't just the SGC. That would be a little bit too easy. This map basically contains most of all Stargate SG1 planets that have been seen on screen. At this point, there are about 300 different planets that can be visited. And how does that work? Basically, I've had a friend of mine help me with it, and he basically just made a mod just for this map that just adds like 300 dimensions basically. So each planet is its own dimension, and you have like its own map. So it's not just like randomly built on a flat map or something. That was actually the first version back in the day. Um, so yeah, so you can use the gate to go to all these planets, and I think we might just do that now. So, how does it work? Basically, this is kinda like a Frankenstein version of the Greg's SG Craft mod. So, you got like all the stuff from that mod, but as you can see, there are a lot of like we've basically updated all the models. Those were actually, I think, taken from the Honest Stargate mod, which I think took the models from Cap's Carter's add-on pack. But yeah, so we implemented that basically into the game, so we got a very nice looking gate and all of that. And yeah, they work. And now I hope the map doesn't crash, because that's definitely one thing. This map is pretty like it's demanding. Let's keep it at that. And yeah, no, it worked perfectly. Everything went all right. So that's basically how usually you get to a different planet. You just dial it up with the DHD. So actually have not put on one-way travel, so you can just, you could do all of this, but that's not really working. So you just put in the address. If you download this map, by the way, there's a tutorial for it. It's probably best if you look at that first. But when you download the map, you get a lot of stuff. So you get, of course, the map itself, which is pretty big. I think, like, unzipped, it's like 40 gigabytes or something, because it's very big. um, yeah, and obviously you get all the mods, the texture pack, and a bunch of other stuff you need for the mods to work probably. And of course you need a forge for this. This is actually still Minecraft 1.710, so that probably kind of gives you an idea how long I've been working on this overall. Maybe some of you already know where we are, but I'm sure you'll be able to tell in just a second. Yeah, where was I? I'm kind of like improvising this whole thing because I don't know, I've never really promoted this map, even though I've spent a lot of my time on it. Yeah, oh yeah, if you install it, there's like all sorts of stuff, but the tutorial should explain it all. And yeah, so here we are. We're actually on the planet, the Land of Light. It's from one of SG1's like first season episodes, and it's actually one of the planets I recently completely redone because I wasn't really happy with how it used to look. So let's give it a sec to load properly in. Yeah, so there are NPCs on a lot of places. I'm afraid they all speak in German, because, you know, I am German, and I didn't really think about that when I did the voice lines, so I guess you could technically just swap the lines out if you wanted to. So here we go. Obviously, this is a planet which Earth kind of has been allied to for quite some time. That's why the embassy was there. So my goal mostly was that you're able to basically visit all the locations you can't see in the episodes. So, like, for example, on this place, I think they basically came out of the gate, were in the forest, and then they went up into the temple, right in here. And they had like a big banquet here with like the Tuplo and all of his like I don't know servants and whatever. So yeah, that's basically one of the planets for the most part. Obviously, you can explore the whole thing a bit more. The maps are kind of made in a way that they're not too big, to kind of save on space a little bit, so the map isn't like 100 gigabytes. So you usually, like, I prepare all these maps in World Painter so that we, you know, have like the nice, more detailed trees and everything, and I can influence landscapes in, well, more a way I'd like them to be. And yeah, usually maps are, I think, around 3,000 blocks in each direction, basically. So that's, you know, big enough. If you want to use like a planet as a base or something, you can do that. But again, it's not too big, basically. Yeah, I think. Well, obviously, you know, with almost 300 planets, it's a bit like, I'm not gonna be able to show you even like a small percentage of the map in this video. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be interesting if you've never seen this map and like never played. Like, I've been posting versions of this map for almost 5 years, I think, at this point, and I've even got like a fairly inactive Discord. So if you have any questions or, you know, problems coming up or something, you can just join there and ask us. Yeah. So let's go back to the Stargate and let's have a look at, well, I guess one of the more interesting things. I've mostly focused on SG1 while creating this map, but that doesn't mean you can't explore anything from the other shows. Oh, by the way, this is like a quick dial function we've implemented, so you can deactivate it if you like. It's just so that if you, travel to a lot of planets, you don't have to go through the whole dialing sequence each time, because can be a hassle, to be honest. Yeah. Now, please don't crash. No, oh, good. So, we're on Atlantis now, as you can see. So we got Atlantis gates. We also got the Destiny. Well, I guess we can go in a second. And we even got like the Tolan Stargate from that one episode, and Tolana as well. That's like one of the older videos I have on this channel, where I kind of showed off Tolana. So I don't think we need to go there right now. Yeah, Atlantis. We got basically the entire city here. Though, admittedly, most of the structures aren't like fully furnished, because, I'm just one person. But I think like you still got a lot to explore in here, for sure. I usually try to, at least with these kind of builds, try to stick to the room plans they had, like the set plans, basically. That's of course not always possible, but if it is, I try to use those as a baseline, basically. I did that in the SGC and of course here in Atlantis as well. Though obviously this is still Minecraft, so you're kind of limited in a lot of aspects, like max building height, and of course you also need to build it in a way that it still fits like into your render distance. And Atlantis is basically already too big when it comes to that. And some of the older builds I did were too big, and I think there's not much like fun in having like a build that's very big, but you can't really get it into like your render distance. That doesn't really make a lot of sense. Um, so yeah, that's like some of the things I'm still redoing. But with Atlantis, like if you want to have the gate room in the main tower, you kind of are like stuck with a certain scale, because otherwise it's not gonna work. So yeah, you kind of have to do some compromises at times. So I guess let's do some classics. There's like one, I guess, majorish problem with the map. At least for people who install it the first time. As you've seen me typing in the addresses, they're all like, well, the gates already all have addresses. Um, but the problem is, once you install the map for the first time, for some reason the last two digits of each addresses change. Those are like the ones that are for the dimension. I don't know why. And my friends who've been working on some of the mods sadly didn't really have time due to like they're at university and all of that, so they can't like spend hours on trying to fix something here, which is of course perfectly understandable. Um, so basically, you have to manually teleport through each dimension and write down that those last two digits, which kind of sucks, but that's the only possible way. The good thing is you get like the whole file with like all the addresses, and that in that file you also have a list that gives you like the dimension number, and there's a pretty simple command. You just type /nd port. It's a little bit cut off. Well, you'll see. /nd port, and then you just put like the dimension number or whatever in it, and that then will teleport you into the dimension. And then there are also coordinates where each Stargate is located, and I think you probably know where we are. This is probably one of the most known locations, and also one that, like the SGC, has been redone quite a few times just to get the things kind of right. So I also got like the dimension mod also adds the functionality that you can change like the sky. You can put like your own sky textures, like add multiple moons, and change all of that, so you can have things like this, which I think makes it look a lot cooler. Obviously, this whole part blew up in the show and has been like completely destroyed. And well, it probably should be destroyed on the map, because I've kind of like set this like the timeline of this map basically is like sometime around season 10 basically, I'd say, like after season 10. But obviously there are some places which have been destroyed and all of that stuff, so I decided to have these places basically at like their high point, because that's like what people probably most would like to explore. Here we have like this little add-on where was it like the Eye of Ra or something they were like looking for here. I can't even remember anymore. It's been a while. So I just try to incorporate all those things reasonably in like one place. And of course, with some places it's easier, some places a little bit harder. Like this, we never saw how to get basically to those rooms. So let's see. I think that's gonna be interesting as well. Just I'm just trying to give you like a little brief overview of like the whole map. Oh well, at least the most important places, I guess. So yeah, there you go. The speed dialing is really like saving us some time here. There we go. So this is Destiny. Let's have a little load. There are some animated textures that always need a little bit of time. Like here you can see like the stars moving outside. And admittedly, like the frames are pretty bad in some places, but maybe that's also partly due to my computer not being the strongest. I definitely advise to at least use like 32 gigs of RAM, which maybe at this point is a little bit difficult, but that's like kind of thing we have to live with. So yeah, Destiny. There are not as many Stargate Atlantis planets as SG1, that's for sure. Just like a handful. But we basically got every Stargate universe planet, basically. Because for most part, they're all like just random, like nature or whatever, just landscapes. There's not really like buildings or whatever, so that made it particularly easy to do that, basically. So you can see, for example, a little bit of behind the scenes. So as many things, just as the SGC, this is the first iteration of the Destiny. Oops. It kind of got like placed into like a way bigger Destiny, just for basically for scaling reasons. So now we're outside. Yeah, it's like sometimes you kind of underestimate how big something is, and then you have to rework it. But hey, that's part of the fun, I'd say, with all of this. So yeah, as you can see, there's a lot to explore here. I think we can save some time. Yeah, I think that's gonna be interesting. So obviously, with all the different planets from the show being in here, there are also a lot of spaceships that are very important. And of course, I want to have those in here as well. So we got them in here as well. I think, like, maybe leaving some of the Asgard ships out. Like, we got like an O'Neill class Asgard ship in here as well. But, like, not like the Ballista. I think outside of that, we got most, like, main Stargate ships in here. So, right now, we are actually on board of the Daedalus, which is fully like built out basically on the interior, so you can explore the entire ship, like all of the decks and so on, which was quite a task at first. So yeah, you can just like explore the entire ship. Here we are on the bridge, with, like the whole bridge crew and everything on here. So yeah, you can explore the Destiny. There's also the Prometheus in the game. There's like a fully like set out Hatak. There's Thor's ship, and like on some planets there are even more like gold types ships. Like I've got an Alcash, like a fully furnished one you can walk around, which is actually on multiple planets, because they are kind of useful in a lot of places. So yeah, this is like one of the kind of sets that's like in the show a lot, so I try to recreate it as close as possible. Even got an Asgard in here. So yeah, like one of like in these like massive builds, your like frame rates are probably gonna die a little bit. But maybe if you like have better computers or whatever, it's not gonna be as bad. Uh, yeah. Also, I guess if you like wonder why I'm still on 1.710, it's just updating all of this to a different like Minecraft version basically would mean to redo it all. Cause realistically speaking, most of the mods I've used are not available on any other versions. Like some, as I said, are custom made just for this map. So yeah, doing that would probably be fairly unreasonable. So let's look at some other stuff. Oh yeah, there are also like some Easter eggs on this map, but I'm sure you like to find those yourself. Like there might be like maybe the bridge of the Battlestar Galactica somewhere, and like the Liberator from Black Seven. But maybe, who knows, maybe. Also, usually you probably can find most of the Stargates at the center of the map. This is Ravana, or however it's called. It's one of the Tok'ra planets. So obviously, we have a lot of factions here on this map. I think basically you can encounter every faction you have in Stargate, at least SG1. Well, you like from Atlantis. You don't have like the travelers here, whatever, but who cares, to be honest. So here you can see we got a ring transport, and basically, just in short, this middle one means faster. This means slower, up, down, up to the top, up to the very bottom. There are different kinds of ring transports. I've got some that come out of the ceiling, and you got like the thicker rings, and this is like more the smooth, almost like decal kind of ring. Now we're on a Tok'ra base with a lot of Tok'ra NPCs just running around. These are kinda faction, like bound, you could say. So for example, if we take like an Ori staff weapon, and we attack one, they're obviously trying to attack us. And they're like, have voice lines, like just for that basically. Whoops. And you can do that basically with every faction. Sadly, they don't always like attack each other directly. I don't know, probably set that up wrong. But if you like want to like role play basically as like, I don't know, like Jafar or something, and you or Gould, and you attack one of the bases, they will attack you as well. Let's see. I hope this is the right ring room. Yes. So especially like on like gold planets, when you have like all those pyramids and whatever, and there's a ring transport in it, you can always try and see if you can go up and down. Like usually they lead at least to some place that you can then explore. So here we go. Sorry for the quick cut. I have completely forgotten the address for this place, and I actually did not have it in the list because this is kind of like out of bounds. Like, well, as you can see, this once was one of the SGCs, but I've kind of been using it on and off now for different purposes, and one of them is, as you will see now, to test out a lot of stuff and save assets. So here you can see that's how it looks from the outside, but the more important or real interesting stuff is right here. So here we have all the NPCs, basically. So you have like all the different SG units. No. You have like all the teams, desert teams, scientists, like the usual stuff, like desert ground troops and whatever. Then here you have like slave workers. Here you have Jafar. You have like the priest of Apophis. You have like Baal's like servants. For some reason are shooting around. Here you got some free Jafar troops basically. Then here we have Atlantis crew personnel. Here you have Romans. You have like, well, more like Stone Age type of stuff people. You have like more medieval types of people, like from Katao, for example. We have Unas here. This is like all Tok'ra. So you have like the normal personnel, and then you have like soldiers, Native Americans. You have the naked people from that one planet, Lucian Alliance, replicators. You have like free Jaffa, well, senator type of stuff. The Mongolians. This is Tolans. Yeah, exactly, those are Tolans. Those are the ones I've specifically made for Katao. So they have like special voice lines. Oh, Jesus Christ. Those are Turanians, I think. Like the ones where they held O'Neill in a cage. And had like little flying cars. Then here we have spaceship crewmen. So like Daedalus or Prometheus. Oh god. Here we have Ori. So you have like the usual like Ori worshippers. Then you got like workers, priors, and soldiers. Those are all Midway Station. Oh yeah, there's Midway Station as well, so that's one of the cool places. This is the one where they like brain damage children to get their knowledge. And Wraith. So you have like different Wraith. You have like the more, well, normal ones, and then you have the drones. Yeah. Oh, there's like a pyramid. Then you can see like all kind of assets just like standing around here. So we have like the inner part of an Hatak. We have those are like towers on Celestis, the Ori home planet. We have like all sorts of like blocks that I retextured. These are like all sound blocks. Okay, let's go away from there. Here we have all kind of Stargates. They're obviously, because of the high like quality models, are a bit draining, so I take them apart. Those are some season 1 Tok'ra tunnels. Obviously, I did some texture experiments. Here we got like the season 1 Tok'ra tunnels as like a big structure. Though they're pretty old, so if I used them on another planet at this point, I'd probably make a new assets for it. Roman houses, I don't think they're like anywhere on the map anymore. I used to have them on the original version of the Land of Light and Chulak. Chulak is also a very cool planet. It's huge, like the map's huge. And here we got all the modules to build more Tok'ra tunnels, like the more modern ones. So I guess if you want to build your own Tok'ra base, you can just teleport here and like build your put together your own Tok'ra base. That's kind of what all of this is. So you kind of have to play around with the assets. It's almost like actual video game development, where you usually also have like assets that you just put together to make new stuff out of it. Then here we have like tents and all that sort of stuff, market stalls, wooden piles of wood and that kind of stuff. You need that on so many planets, so I've just made some generic assets to reuse. Here we have some in grey. Yeah, we have even more houses, though again, I don't think any of those are still in use anywhere on the map. Then up here we have like smaller houses. I probably at this point probably would just make new assets if I'm working on another planet. But obviously they're still a nice time savers. Here we have like paths you can just copy into the ground. And now to, I think the main event is this. As you can see, we have got like a little arena here with all sorts of NPCs. So we got Tok'ra, we got Ore soldiers, Jafar, and Wraith. And well, we can just make them fight. Which I think is a lot of fun. Though admittedly the AI of those NPCs isn't the best, but still. I think if you really like to roleplay on this map, you can have a nice time, that's for sure. I feel like the Ori taking quite a punch. There we go. So yeah, that's like a little view behind the scenes. And how did you get up there? Like little view behind the scenes, and you know, kind of like a little introduction to the whole project. I hope you liked it. I hope this wasn't too boring, not too much rambling going on. And yeah, if you'd like to see like a specific video on whatever topic, like a planet or whatever, feel free to comment below, and maybe I'll get around to making a few more videos in the future. So thank you for watching, and I'd say see you next time. Bye.